Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now I've got some exciting news about workshops that I'm running this year and how you could win a free spot on one. But first, let's get settled into the hide and hopefully photograph some buzzards. All settled in now and set up. To give some context, this is the 5th day this week that I've been in the hide. I think cumulatively this is now the 32nd hour. I've had absolutely no visit from any buzzards. I had quite a lot of visits from robins. A pheasant turned up as well, and a group of red-legged partridges walked by, so that was very nice. But yes, 32 hours, not a single buzzard. There are two ethical conundrums that I've faced with this setup because I am feeding birds of prey here. Number one is the sourcing of the meat. I've either been using roadkill or scraps of meat from the butchers. Now this is meat that either would have gone to waste or would probably be used to feed a dog. And the second one is whether the birds become dependent on the food that I'm putting out. So I wanted to make sure this is just supplementary feeding for the birds. So I've been putting meat out roughly once a week. It's not very often, but just enough for the birds to know that there is potentially food in this area and get used to it. You may have different opinions on this, but I feel confident that this is being done in the most ethical way possible. This is a culmination of, I think, months of work. Setting up the feeding station, getting the birds used to it, putting up trail cameras, then putting up my hide here to make sure the birds are used to that. If I can find any of the trail camera videos, I'll stick them up now. So for this sort of photography, the key is getting in and set up as quickly and quietly as possible. Dial in your settings and keep checking periodically whether those settings are still correct for the shot that you want, and try and stay as alert as possible. I know from this experience that you could be waiting for absolutely hours with nothing happening, but you really don't want to miss the action when it does eventually happen. I tend to listen to podcasts with one earphone in, just so I've got the other ear that can hear if there's anything going on around me. And I keep my camera screen on with my camera plugged into a power bank, just to make sure that I can always see what's going on through the lens. Right, now that we've gone through that, I'm going to take my own advice and be as quiet as possible, and hopefully today's the day that a buzzard finally turns up. We've got one. this. Oh my God, I'm so pleased. Get in. 36 hours total in that hide before a buzzard turned up. But, oh God, I'd do it all again. That, I mean, the level of satisfaction when that buzzard finally came down. Feels like a weight's been lifted from my shoulders. I mean, it's been, I think like I said earlier, I've been waiting to do this for about 4 or 5 months, prepping. And it finally all came together. Oh, there were a few things I'd probably change now, as in I'd probably nail down the meat so it's not so front and center in the photos or the footage, but I mean, I'm not complaining at this point. I can leave that for a future project and a future video. Oh yes. Well, I hope you enjoyed me taking you through that process. It was, yeah, like I keep saying, a very long project that's finally come to some sort of conclusion that I'm very happy with. I'm gonna say goodbye to my second home. Hopefully you can see the hide behind me there. Get inside, get into a warm house, and then tell you all about my workshops that I've got coming up this year and how you could win a free spot on one. In 1, 2, 3. Oh, but it's certainly a lot warmer in here, I'll tell you that for nothing. About the workshops and the free giveaway. I am running a few weeks of wildlife photography workshops this year. The full details are on my website. I'll link that in the description. But in brief, in April, I'm going to be up in the Derbyshire Dales with the Dippers. And then later on in April, I'll be in Oxfordshire with the Red Kites. And then later on in the year, in October, I'll be at Bradgate Park in Leicestershire for the annual Deer Up. And in November, I'll be on the east coast of Norfolk for the Grey Seal pupping season. I'm also hoping to add a few more workshops this year, so if you want to keep up to date with that, or you're interested in any of the workshops I have just mentioned, then please do sign up to my mailing list. I'll stick that in the description below as well. And if you sign up to the mailing list before the 7th of February, you'll be in with a chance to win a free spot on any of my 2023 wildlife photography workshops. The winner will be announced in my February newsletter, so go and sign up to that mailing list now for a chance to win. Right, well, I need to get this video uploaded, so I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.